What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, welcome if this is your first time. My name is Nibol, and this here is Mental Health with Nibol, a place where I speak about the mental health challenges, things like depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, psychology, and human behavior. And on this, we all know that this month's episode of Mental Health with Nibol is men, mental health, and suicide. And today we are having an actor. You guys, we have a whole actor today. I mean, you guys have heard of Hollywood, you've heard of Bollywood, you've heard of Nollywood. Now here, we bring you a Ugandan actor. Oh my God. Yes, today on Mental Health with Nibol, we'll speak to Dre. And he's going to speak to us about mental health, especially in the filming industry. And he's also going to give us his personal perspective. I hope you pick a leaf or two, or reject the whole forest from whatever he says, and be blessed. Do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you'd like to support us, please reach out to us and let's find a way to work together. See you in the video. Thank you, Jay, for accepting to come to our channel.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. This is Mental Health with Nibol. It's a mental health channel where we speak about mental health challenges. So this month the theme is men, mental health, and suicide. And so we're having genuine discussions with different. Sorry about that noise. We're having different discussions with different people to see how we as a society do some things that negatively, some of the things that we do that negatively affect men, and see what we can do about it as individuals. So before we start, you could introduce yourself to us.
My name is Dre, and I'm an artist. I live off the arts. I act for film, stage. I'm a writer, I'm a creative writer. I'm a published poet, published prose writer as well, and I'm a filmmaker. I have one film to my name. I am a child. It's Eddie drama. Eddie drama being used by raising voices to sensitize on child labor. It's a short, it's about 10-15 minutes. Yeah. That's pretty much wood. That's
a lot of work. Thank you for the work you do.
Yeah, but it's not really a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Eddie drama. Do you know how many lives you're touching with the content you put out there?
It's a children's child labor.
Yes.
So it's specifically the lives of the children, maybe.
Yes.
And their parents as well, I guess.
Yes. So Dre, I guess our first question is going to be on basically just on how you understand mental health and men in the same context.
Mental health and men. My understanding of mental health is that probably and then when you bring in the question of men as well, I think it's usually a result of pressure, expectations, perhaps heavy expectations levied on men. They expect them to behave in some sort of way, and then if
strong.
Exactly, strong, and then if you don't live up to that, it could affect you mentally, physically, and then the result is that it could be mental health. For example, as a man, you might be expected not to show emotions of weakness. Maybe cry.
Yes.
Maybe show of affection, perhaps. Yeah, you know, those sorts of things.
Yes.
And yet, men are also human beings, and you have all these emotions embedded in you. And then when you try to suppress them, it may amount to mental health. That's how I see.
That's your understanding. Yes, thank you so much. That's actually very true. And have you ever had a mental health issue as an individual yourself? Perhaps depression, anxiety, anything generally.
I think there are things that as a human being you can't avoid not having experienced them.
Yes.
If you've lived long enough.
Yes.
Or not even necessarily long enough. For example, depression or anxiety, but I don't know whether I could call that mental health, because every day there's lots of pressure.
Yes.
Pressure. Whatever you do, you want to achieve this, you want to do this, you want to do. comes with pressure naturally. So I don't know if anyone experiences that tantamounts to being called mental health, but I could say I've been anxious, I've been depressed, and I take it that everyone goes through that. It's part of the journey of life, I think.
So in your opinion, what do you usually, okay, not in your opinion, but in your circumstance, what do you usually do when you feel depressed, for example? Is there like a particular thing you do that helps you feel better?
To cool off, say, or something. Nothing automatically comes to mind that what do I do? I really want to cool off, and because I can't say there's a consistency that now whenever I feel depressed, I run for this particular thing. Yes. I could do anything. I could watch television, I could listen to music, I could go and have a chat, I could have a drink, anything. So it's nothing specifically to ease me of the tension or depression that I might feel.
Or you just do what you feel like doing at that point.
Yes, yeah.
And okay, you said something about having a chat with someone, usually. So does that help, especially the chat part? Because we know speaking helps people. So I want to know, in your experience, does that really, have you found it helpful?
Well, it depends on what could have depressed you or what you're anxious over.
Yes.
So if, say, you know somebody who is an authority on that area of your depression, you could have a chat with them. And you know, it's amazing what happens when you talk over problems or anything.
Yes.
You feel a heavy weight is lifted off your back and it gets much lighter. And then also sometimes the person offers solution really, which has been underneath your nose and you're not seeing it. The simple things. Yeah, that's the beauty of sharing. What did they say? A problem
shared is half solved.
Yes, a problem shared is half solved, exactly.
Yeah.
It comes,
okay. So our next question, I guess, is going to be a bit personal, but you can choose not to answer it if you're not comfortable. So it's on what's one painful thing that has happened to you as an individual that that people took for granted, but that had a very bad effect on you? Maybe it's the way somebody spoke to you, maybe it's the way they treated you, maybe it's something they said or something they did. What's that one thing that you feel that someone ever did to you that they took as a light thing, but to you it was a heavy thing?
I won't mention the production house, but there's this movie. The producer was holding an audition, and in all fairness, I thought I was good enough for a role in that movie.
Yes.
And then I auditioned, everything went on well. I thought I did perfectly well at the auditions. But as it is, I wasn't picked for any role whatsoever. Up to this day, I still think something was not quite done well. And that kind of, but I'm a big guy, I can't take a punch. I've overcome that, but that at the moment, it was, I felt it hit me hard. And that's that was painful because I thought I was good enough for a role in that movie. Okay. And then of course, maybe I was automatically biased.
Yes.
Maybe I'm not the right person for this. I felt the person picked for the role that I should have been the one doing, didn't quite execute it to the maximum. But now, because of under the circumstances, maybe, But like you said, I think that really hurt me. Yes, that.
Okay. So, and what, is there anything you did about it, or you just let it slide? Did you ever speak to anyone about it?
Of course, at the moment, immediately that happened, maybe I realized I wasn't picked for the role. I could have spoken to a few actors, a few friends. I can't believe it. But then, you know, over time, it's just another, like once, we once had a workshop with this director from Hollywood, and he said, if an audition is held and you didn't get picked for a role, it's like the bus has left, you just wait for the next one. The next one is coming right along. And then it's philosophically meaning that there'll always be another opportunity. And so, of course, with time, now I laugh about it, because I'm so much into this industry and I know it works that when such a thing happens again, you're sad at that moment, but it doesn't linger around for days. So it's something that I got over it and now we just laugh about it,
okay, that's interesting. I guess viewers should also get to see that things will work one time and another time they will not work.
Exactly, that's life, yeah.
Okay,
You can't
so
have it.
do you ever be sad or angry?
Pardon?
Do you ever be sad or angry?
Have you ever been sad or
Sad or angry?
Have I ever been sad or angry?
Yes.
Show me somebody who hasn't.
No, yes, but now there's some people. I was speaking to someone and they're like, they rarely get, they get sad, but they rarely get angry. Yes, so I was trying to see if that happens to everyone. And what do you do when you're angry, for example?
Depends on what has made me angry, really.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's this, is it something we can talk over? Is it something I can walk off and cool off by myself? Or yeah, it really depends. I think there's no straight answer to what I do when I'm angry.
When was that time? Have you ever gotten, okay, I guess my question was, have you ever gotten angry to the point that, like one specific incident that you felt like, okay, this is not me, I don't usually react this way?
Because I think as a human being, you can lose it. You can lose it. Any person is capable of losing it at that one moment. And so, yeah, there have been instances where I feel maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes later or an hour later you say, wow, was that me really? When you cool down. So it happens, yeah. Cool,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Dre, for that response. Now the next part of our interview, we're going to be speaking about the suicide bit of things. And so here's the question: have you ever had any experience, any first-hand experience with suicide, and how it went down? Either it would be your own experience or somebody very close to you.
Because of mental health or generally suicide? Suicide,
generally.
Years ago, I seem to remember as though somebody I didn't know. We actually knew him. We knew him quite well. He was a friend to my younger brother.
Yes.
News reached us that he committed suicide because his parents refused him to date a girl he loved, something like that. And then because these are things you probably see in the movies, and
yes,
I thought it ends in the movies. So when it actually happened, we said, "Whoa, is that close?"
Yes.
I think that at a personal level, that's the closest I've had the experience of someone committing suicide. A friend to my brother committed suicide because his family didn't want him to marry the girl he loved.
He wanted, yes.
Yeah. But this was years ago. Yeah.
Okay. So that effect on you?
Of course.
And maybe how did the people in that, if you remember, how did the people in that situation react to it? The boy's family, perhaps, or his friends, like the brother?
You know, when such a tragic event happens, there's always a lot of throwing blame. Why didn't you leave, maybe another person, another party saying, why did you leave the boy to live his life? Why did you have to reprimand them about who they chose to love? And another says, no, but this wasn't the right person for him. We did it for the good of him. It's unfortunate that it has turned out this way. So there was, naturally, because of the magnitude of the event, there's always going to be some blame, back and forth words. So yeah, there was definitely.
Okay. So thank you, Dre, for answering all our questions.
Thank you.
And I guess we're almost done. Now the next part is, do you have any form of advice to like young people, especially young men, that have mental health challenges or just normal pressures and it becomes very hard to live? How would you advise those people? And then how would you advise people that live around them in regards to men and their mental health? What can they do to have better mental health?
Yeah, my advice is that there are things, as long as you are alive and you live in the world, you don't live in Mars, there are things you're not going to avoid, things that you're not going to get away from. You're going to get anxious, you're going to get tension, you're going to get stressful over ordinary happy events, life in itself. Lots of things will stress you, lots of things will make you anxious, but it shouldn't get to the level of you're having a mental breakdown, you should seek out people you could talk to, maybe people you're close to, or family, friends. Share something and you'd be amazed at how simple the solution to it is. And that would ease. So I think young people should develop the idea of not keeping things to themselves. When something's on their mind and it's causing them a lot of anxiety, they should open up. They should have, maybe it's not easy to open up to everybody, but there'll always be that one person you can open up to. It could be a parent, could be a friend, could be a brother, could be just anybody. So if you opened up and spoke about it, lots of things would be avoided. So my advice to young people is that if you feel it's a stressful situation, don't keep everything to yourself. Don't keep things to yourself, because that could lead to mental breakdown and the result could be fatal. Yeah, so that's my advice.
Yes, and then to the people that live with them, like the parents or their elder brothers.
Because maybe I can't say I've lived with anyone undergoing obvious mental health. Maybe, of course, you could have. Maybe they did a very good job of not sharing it. And if it's a home setting or you're living together, maybe you as a person in that setting, you could take time and be more keen on people's behavior. If there's an abrupt shift in behavior towards someone, especially if they are seemingly become depressed, and so you should take keen care in what's happening and involve them. You let them open up, because like I already said, people keep issues to themselves.
True.
Yeah, so if you try to probe what's happening, then the person could open up and you get to talk to them and avoid doing something nasty as committing suicide like you just said.
Okay, thank you so much, Jay, for coming to our channel. We're blessed, and we hope the things you've shared are going to help many people out there. We know they're going to help a lot of people out there.
Okay.
Yes, so thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching this far. We're really blessed to have you have watched our session. We hope you picked a leaf or two from what Dre has shared with us, and we hope that you shall put into practice some of the things he said. And yes, we wish you well. And men, please, there is no shame in sharing your story. Please speak out. It's okay to cry. It's okay to vent. It's okay to find someone to speak to. It's not being weak. And once, if you make a loss, like the way he said, like when he felt like he deserved the role and people had been unfair to him, you saw what he said. In the end, he had to reach out and speak about it. When he spoke out, he felt better. So when you go through heartbreaking circumstances, learn to reach out. It's not a bad thing. Thank you for watching once again. Have a lovely week. Goodbye.